What is going on, everybody? Off Track Podcast, the only fixed gear specific podcast on the market, fixed gear freestyle at least. I'm joined by my usual co-hosts, Pizza, Deacon. I'm J-Ball. I didn't even introduce myself. And then we have a super special guest all the way from the future. That's going to be Max Fixed, aka Max Corcoran. Woo!
How's it going? Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you for being on, our first international guest. And then correct me on the pronunciation of your last name. Is it Corcoran?
Corcoran.
Corcoran. Dang.
Yeah, Corcoran,
okay.
Yeah.
That's way better.
I've heard some pretty shocking ones, but yeah, yep, Corcoran.
Corcoran. Okay, that's makes way more sense because the Corcoran really doesn't like flow off the tongue.
No,
so
it doesn't, does it?
Too many syllables.
Yeah. There's so many O's and
You're
R's in
ruining
there.
it, J-Paul.
There's a lot of O's and R's. Max, welcome to the podcast. It's great to see your face. Honestly, this is kind of the first time I've gotten to see a good view of your face. I feel like you don't post very many pictures of yourself, and it's all just like sick riding clips. For those of you who don't know Max, he is an Australian ripper, one of two fixed gear freestyle riders in all of Australia. Max, can you give yourself a little intro for us and the people?
Yeah, Max Corcoran. I've been riding fixed for maybe 4 or 5 years now, but started doing tricks in lockdown, like March 2020. So that's like, where it all started. I live just outside the city in Melbourne, in Australia, and go to uni. 19 years old. Yeah,
Young gun, man. How did you even discover the world of fixed gear during lockdown? What was your first exposure point?
One word: slumworm. Like, it was literally just hands down. Like, I watched all his videos like really early on, before I was properly into it. And then from there on, branched out Anti-Sparks, Suck My Cog, that sort of thing. But yeah, like Slum was like the first point, because I was already riding a fixed gear and it was like this absolute death trap of like a steel conversion road bike frame.
Love it.
And I'm like, so I was after that I was like, the classic you can do tricks on these things, let me get some of that. So we still do have a car park around the corner from us, and just finished my schoolwork in online COVID era, and then went and rode with myself 3-4 hours every day just with music in. So
and then obviously you found Rob at some point because he's your main guy. How did you get into contact with him or find him?
Obviously Rob being Rob has a really large following, and if you're gonna ride a fixie in Melbourne, you know about him. It was pretty I actually didn't meet him for quite a while. I was actually doing tricks just by myself for a good maybe 2-3 months. That was a lockdown thing, but and then met him, and then he was just so stoked to have someone else to ride with, honestly. And then from then on, rest is history. We just go out every weekend and do as much riding as we can, and obviously I'm incredibly inspired by what he does. Just look at our bikes; they've always looked the exact same in terms of what parts we have on there and stuff. So it's so glad to have a dude like that. Even off the bike, he's an amazing guy, but so glad to have a guy like that who's pushing it, just as much as you are, and he lives 3 k's away. So pretty lucky.
Dude, that's fire. Rob is sick. How much longer was he riding before you? Because I feel like he started 2 years maybe before you, something like that.
It's a good question, actually. I honestly wouldn't be able to tell you. He's been riding for a good while. I'd say maybe. Dude, I'd have to ask him.
Yeah, I guess that's a question for when he comes on the pod, right?
Yeah, he rode BMX before though, so he's been riding bikes for ages.
Do you have any Do you have any other bike experience before this?
Nope. I rode I rode scooters. So my brother still rides scooters now.
Goated,
And I
goated
think
scooter
Shout out
yeah, I
Felix.
know
Shout
you're
out
a
Felix.
scooter fiend. Yeah, Felix. And yeah, so I guess the trick mindset came from that, like a lot more than I, give credit to a lot of the time. Because yeah, that's really helpful. Like it doesn't matter what it is. Like if you're like, all right, I'm going to try this trick now. It's a mindset that you sort of develop. But yeah, no BMX or anything.
So how is it like? How have you guys not convinced anybody else to ride
Dude,
FGFS with you?
that's
guys?
what I'm saying.
That was always my thing. Is like I always see only you two together in a video or
Yeah.
on Instagram.
And
etc.
you
But it's
have
like,
fixed gear riders.
yeah, like Melbourne has a scene, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of scenes around the world like flourished after lockdown, but to be honest, yeah, Melbourne's scene sort of died down a bit. Especially, it seems like during winter, like everyone just stops riding their bike, which is kind of ridiculous seeing like the European winter recently, and they're still riding, and then we're like, oh, it gets to 10 degrees, I don't want to get on my bike, guys. It's like, dude, come on. But yeah, we do have a scene. But yeah, we do have a scene in Melbourne. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. There's been a few people, little shit, like Jimmy Wharf, and
Did you say little shit?
Dan Wharf. Yeah, that's his Instagram.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, Dan Wharf and his brother Jimmy, and then James Mountain as well had a FGFS for a little bit. So people have come and go. Like Derek put an FGFS fork on his steel mash, and Rob and I were starting to get excited, and then he started racing road bikes. So yeah, it's just us for now. But we're on the ball. We're like, all right.
You guys are working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're a bit like aggressive about it though. It's like, dude, come and ride with us. Please do tricks. As soon as we see someone who does tricks, we're like, so yeah.
You guys come off as like needy partners, and then you scare everyone away.
Yeah.
Please ride Fixie with us.
Yeah, join the cult, please.
Get extreme on your $2,000 track bike, dog.
Yeah. Yeah, with the carbon rims and everything.
Yeah, you're still on the just speaking of track bikes, like you're still, rocking 700C till I die. And I've tried multiple times to convince you to try out a proper 26-inch bike. Talk to us about that. Talk to us about the 700C life, why you're so committed, and why you will eventually go to 26, because I know how this works.
Yeah, I mean, it's an obvious progression, isn't it? But I feel so. I tore my ACL in year 4, so I would have been really young, like 11 or 12. And tearing your ACL is not a usual common injury to have when you're that young, especially.
Yeah.
So I've spent a lot of my life sitting down just in bed with a cast on my knee, because things just kept going wrong. Like anyone who knows me, anyone who went to my primary school, they've heard the whole story. Things just kept going wrong. I broke it 2 more times. Every time it tried to heal, scar tissue built up within the knee, and it wouldn't bend. And then doctors accidentally broke it again because they were trying to get the knee to bend and break the scar tissue. And they broke my femur.
Oh my
the strongest bone in the whole body.
Yeah, Deacon, you thought you had it, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm in the clear now, so there's a light at the end of the tunnel, Deacon. But yeah, so things just kept going wrong, and I've got a big scar, and I still can't bend my knee all the way. And that is why I probably won't go to 26, because I can't sit down and pedal at the same time, which is a deal breaker.
Okay, counterpoint.
I have the solution.
High C.
I have the solution.
Yeah.
I have it. Quick release seat post clamp.
I feel you, but
He's very smart.
Or mountain bike dropper post. So you don't even have
that's
to
what Rob
release it.
does.
Yeah, you just click your little lever, or you have it somewhere on you.
It's
and
so
it just goes-
funny riding with him. He just we're about to hit a feature, and he's like, and you just look over, and he's further down than you originally thought he was.
Okay, so 700C till I die. Do you see yourself getting furthering your build in the sense of how Corey St. Augustine's build is, where it's a 29er with big bars and stuff?
Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, I love I'm nothing of a weight weenie, but like I do like a light build, and I obviously haven't ridden Corey's bike, but it seems like it would be a bit of a monster truck in terms of the weight department.
You're right.
It's a heavy. Yeah, it's kind of heavy.
Corey also falls into the no bicycle maintenance crew.
Yeah, he does.
I can imagine. Yeah, right.
Shit's so janky sometimes.
The rust and everything. Just
He
leave it in
lets
the
the
rain.
weather make up for the any lack of maintenance, you know.
The frame is like
Yeah,
nine. The frame is like 9 years old.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So yes, yeah. But for now, actually pretty happy with the Cyclone build. It's got like some nice wheels on it now, and
What rims?
yeah, everything's pretty dialed. Sorry.
What rims?
Spike Race 33. So mountain bike rims.
Those are-
They're hella solid. Honestly, yeah. Obviously got that from Rob as well. Like he's always been running Spank stuff. And yeah, like no complaints so far. They're light, they're strong, they're durable. They're pretty scratched up, but that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. That's natural.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's crazy that it's actually a medical issue. It's like a medical reason why you're not switching to 20.
I mean,
But we've
obviously, yeah. No, sorry, go on.
okay. I was gonna say no, but now you have to because we all of us have given you the solution. The solution. We
Solution
can
number
build you
two.
something.
Solution number 2: because you commute a lot, why haven't you gone 650B? The in between.
I rode Richie's bike in the Netherlands, and that was 27.5, and yeah, it could work. You're still running a really long seat post, but yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's not all the medical issue. Like, I do love 700s. I think, there's something about it, something about the way it looks. But yeah.
Big bike does look good when it spins.
Yeah,
Big bike spinning looks really good.
Yeah. I can't deny that.
Also combining like a FGFS trick with, a track bike trick is pretty cool. So.
Yeah, I feel like the Spank stuff hasn't caught on in the US yet, but I feel like everybody else is like hopping on the Spank train. And also those mental hubs too. All the trick track people are trying to hop on those, but like I don't really see them here for some reason too often.
The Spank stuff is still really expensive for us.
Yeah, right.
Is it?
Because it's all from Europe and etc. So it's probably cheaper for them to get it as opposed to us. But it's all really good stuff.
How did it?
I mean,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just running the mental. Like, I hopped on the train, and I mean, I obviously haven't been riding it enough, but they seem pretty solid.
How's the? How was it switching from like your Skream track bike to the Affinity Cyclone? And also, question: were you sponsored by Skream? Like, what was the deal with that? Talk to me about that.
It was a bit of a weird one. So Burns Brigade is like a community run page. There is a man behind it, Q. Shout out to you, Q.
Shout out Q.
Shout out Q, dude. Shout out Q. So he basically, when Skream was doing the prototypes for the Ranger, he was a part of that, and so they sent one out. It's a big frame. It's a 58 top tube. So around that time as well. This was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. There was actually a lot of younger riders in the fixed scene as well, which makes sense. Like that's always going to be the way it is. And we were all sort of having like a week or so on this frame, and then after a while I got on it, and then just ended up staying on it basically. So it wasn't ever sponsored by Skream. It's just that I happened to have this prototype frame. I think it's the same sort of deal as Sam, I think his name is, in the UK, who ran Icarus Crew. He was sent one as well, an even bigger one. It was a 60 centimeter. I think it was us, him, and then Guillermo, like Memo, was sent. Yeah, he has his one, obviously. So yeah.
You're riding a 58. How tall are you? You were riding a 58. How tall are you?
Back, I was around 6 or 6'1" then. I'm 6'2" now, so I'm still growing.
He's a tall boy.
Tall boy, lanky boy.
You're a lanky boy. Yeah, I guess that's why 700C isn't too bad. Like it fits you like a BMX.
That's what I'm saying. Although I did put a setback C post on the Affinity recently just because I'm too long.
That's
I'm still
amazing.
growing,
It's like Jackson. That's what Jackson does. You could be just like Jackson with your 26.
Jackson
has
did.
a setback. I don't know if he does now, but
He did.
big chilling.
You could just join. You could join Tall Sea Post.
Yeah.
Tall Sea Post gang.
Tall Sea Post gang.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Rob is getting a radio scepter, and I'm really excited for you to try it.
Dude.
Yeah. I caught him on the way home when he was coming home from work, and he was ghostwriting the scepter by his side. I'm like, sick. He needs to relace the back hub, but yeah, that's gonna be so sick.
Yeah, that's a cool build. Are you strictly in school right now, or do you got anything else going on? You got jobs? Tell us about your life.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't take a break between graduating high school and starting uni. So I'm now at second year uni. I'm doing a Bachelor of Arts. And yeah, and then I just like work like casually at a bike shop. Although that being said, I haven't worked for 3 months because I've been traveling.
Extremely casually.
Yeah, yeah. We say casual with like casual. But yeah, so that's my life pretty much. Like, yeah, go to uni, ride my bike as much as I can, and then work on the weekends or whenever's possible. So yeah,
Living the dream.
living the dream.
Living the young man stream. So like, coming up besides Slum, and like, who else were the guys that you were watching? And like, even now, like, who do you like? Just like, besides J-Bull, because J-Bull does it all and fucking inspires everybody. But like, who are you looking up to right now? Like when you first started, and like, who inspires you to do these tricks and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's like I've been like exploring everything Nasty has ever put out recently, and yeah, dude, I just aspire to have that sort of like, yes.
This is why he likes 700s. I approve. I approve.
Of course, like yeah. So Nasty, I've been in a seasonal depression, not seeing Andy clips anymore, but I'm hyped for whatever's coming up. So, yeah, and then yeah, Andy, Corey as well, massive on Corey. Yeah, honestly, any of like the old OG guys still on 700s, like I fuck with them.
Dude, you are making me so happy that you're a new school rider who like appreciates and checks out the old school stuff. Especially, and it makes sense because all the old riders, like a lot of the riders you see now on 26-inch used to be on 700s. So like, have you like you've watched like Matt Spencer's old 700 edits, Tom LaMarche's old 700 edits?
Yeah, absolutely. Josh Boothby on 700s was just absolutely insane.
Boothby was a menace on sevens, dude. Joe McKeague.
Whips and everything. Yeah, Joe McKeague.
Oh.
So yeah, like I feel like I'm surprised when I hear that, younger riders aren't watching this stuff, especially if it's so available. Like, I was looking at tutorials, and now I'm a big advocate for just like go work it out. Because you're gonna learn so much more doing that anyway than it like like put your foot in this position.
We're
it's
the
like,
same.
yeah, that's your experience. But yeah, back then, like none of the Fixed Gear Archive stuff was out. You hadn't put it out yet. And Andy Sparks had a bunch of tutorials, and that's it. Like there was one other random dude doing a fish and chips on YouTube. So yeah,
Tom Mosher.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm surprised. I feel like everyone should, if you're into, you're starting to feel yourself get sucked into the Fixed Gear freestyle void, then yeah, check it out. It's really worth it.
Fixedgeararchive.com. Fixedgeararchive.com.
Yep, you heard it here. Well, you didn't. You heard it here everywhere.
This is for you, Max. I actually have Tepe's page done. If you want to check it out, you can see a lot of his content that he's been in.
I've seen.
Yeah.
He's a knower. Dude. He's a knower.
Literally, so I'm at uni, and then I have like bookmark tabs at the top, like my Gmail account, my uni account, and then at the bottom, I have like Death Pedal 2 that someone sent me that you can't see anymore. It was probably you on a group chat.
It was me,
to be honest. Yeah. And then I have like Master Rough. I don't know how to say it, but WRAWH
Raw
or whatever. Raw. Okay. From Tory, and then like I have it all down. So yeah,
Dude, you're
I'm
making
always
my-
on the
just
archive.
clicking. The puzzle pieces are just clicking.
Dude,
This
you're
is why
making
he's
my
on seven.
life. You're making me
This is
so
why you're on
happy.
site. Like, okay, we don't need to ask you any more about it. We figured it out. It's there.
Wait,
you know.
We're proud.
I gotta-
We're proud. That's all it is.
Hold on, I gotta ask. As you're new school, you watched Death Pedal 2. What did you think of Death Pedal 2? Because that's what got me and probably a lot of other older heads into it.
Look, amazing, obviously, but I watched it and then kind of forgot about it. It was Stay Strapped and seeing it on. I found the Vimeo ones. It was before, like it. I think you only put it out recently on the Fix Your Archive
Very
channel.
recently.
Yeah, so I found it on Vimeo, and that, like, oh my god, like Joe McKeague, and the way that Matt just put that all like entirely by himself is just kind of insane. So yeah, Stay Strapped was like my, like, you know, Death Pedal 2 was yours, like Stay Strapped was mine.
Yes. Well, Death Pedal 2 got me into it. Stay Strapped, I think, is the largely consensus, like, goated DVD for the most part. Because the writing level is just insane. Elliot and...
Oh my god, Elliot's smarter than
Don't even get me started about Elliot, bro. Elliot is... go ahead.
No, like, I mean, we're all talking about like all these 700 riders, but Elliot, dude, I've watched his roars on the Wolfdrawn channel like more than 5 times. Like the roars,
Wow.
like half an hour of just him fucking up tricks.
That's amazing.
Like, yeah, so good.
Elliot is a rare one I've never seen on 700s throughout his whole riding. And like,
Even with RYD, like
started on 26s.
always-
And Miguel too. Miguel's in Dejas.
Yeah.
Never 700s, I don't think. So it's just funny how people all start different places. Like a lot of people will bring the BMX background in. Some people will bring the fixie, like the 700C fixie in. And then some people just got right into it during the like BMX trick era, which is crazy.
There you go.
You get priority. I just try to fill the empty space.
No, I feel like I'm talking way too much.
All right.
No.
I have a question for you.
We like it.
Since you know your history, do you have a goated Dream 700C frame? do you have like a holy grail build that you want to do?
Yeah, and I got to ride it. Yeah, it was the Leader Shadow. And I got to
Tyler,
ride
be
it in
proud.
Bordeaux with Ismail. So Ismail like is a 26 like all day guy, but he has this like fully decked out, Leader Shadow just like in his room. It's got like arrows, like profile cranks, Thompson stuff. Got those like Fairdale bars as well, which I really liked. So yeah, riding that was pretty sick. Like I was like losing my shit before I, flew out there. He's like, dude, I have a bike for you. I'm like, what bike is it? And he's like, here it is. Yeah, and it's that. It's like the bike. So yeah.
That's sick.
That's an old iconic build. You have to be careful of riding in 2023 though, because that shit's not strong.
Yeah, I've heard. And Tyler Johnson recently bought one from the from your like Swapmeet.
That's a wall bike, bro.
Who do you think's
No. What's the over-under on whether or not he's going to throw it? And this is an inside joke for us, but what's the over-under on him throwing it?
Here's who do you think sent the post to Tyler? Like I told Tyler about it before I even posted it on Fix Gear Swapmeet, because I know he's been looking out for one.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler responded to my stories when I like put like a thing like showing the bike I was riding, and he's like, "Is he selling it?" It's so funny. It's like, dude, it's your own pro model, and you're like this desperate. I love it.
Yeah, he didn't save anything from his like old Fix Gear days, which is so sad.
Damn. Yeah.
As opposed to us hoarders who saved everything.
Oh, I still have my first frame, dude. It's still there.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Your first frame?
Yeah.
Damn.
Mine got stolen. Otherwise, I would have it probably.
J-Bell's got like that graveyard of all city frames, just not all city.
Oh, his Death
Bomb Track.
Wish
Bomb
collection
Track,
is
Bomb Track.
his
No.
Bomb Track collection is insane.
Not anymore. I threw away a lot of them.
Damn.
You still have the purple one?
Do you know? Oh, okay.
I don't.
Better not have thrown the purple one.
Here's the
away.
thing about the purple one. It was starting to flake. All of the paint was flaking off, and
That-
it was just
It's
such a
better
mess.
story.
I don't know if I still have it. It might be at my parents', but I feel like I might have thrown it away.
There are 2 fixie museums in existence right now. Do you know who has them, Max?
Museums.
Yeah.
Museum.
Two fixie
I'm afraid.
museums.
Hoarders.
Yeah, hoarders.
Hoarders.
The hoarders, two of all hoarders that have
surely
the
Deacon
most.
has to have had like everything.
No,
Really?
there's two people that hoard more than him, and that just have. So one is Mr. Ruff himself, Jacob.
Really?
Jacob
Damn.
Ruff. Jacob Ruff has an impressive collection. He still has a Gorilla Kilroy, like a new one.
No.
Yeah, and the other one is out of left field is Cole Ruffing.
Another Ruff.
Yeah.
Really?
Cole Ruff.
Yeah.
No.
That's
No.
so funny.
Deacon. I mean, Pizza. The sleeper museum pick, which probably has more than both of them, is Dan Sousa Extra Whipped Cream. Do you know who that is?
You think so? Really?
Dude, this is like this is like
shit.
such a deep cut, but that like I've been to his house.
You went to his house?
That dude has 60 bikes, like 60. Like I kid you not, he bought out I-D's grime
Straight up, dude.
What?
He was all about the
All of
grime
the
stuff.
Like every single ghost that you've ever seen still in the United States came from him.
That's so
What
funny.
the?
Max,
And
who
he
is?
didn't want to sell it.
Yeah, of course he didn't want to. Max, who's your favorite rider that doesn't ride anymore?
Elliot.
Yeah,
I mean, he still rides mountain bike, but yeah, I'd kill to see some Elliot clips. And I've obviously I can't see everything. Like everything I ever know is like just me online. So
yeah.
everything's through a wall anyway. But I think he's been on his bike like once or twice.
You're right.
I think Matt posted him like
Yeah.
maybe in January or something like that.
He's cooking. Let him
He
cook.
let him
no,
cook.
imagine.
He wanted to come out to the Suck My Comp, but he got an injury, I think, right before it. But he was gonna come out and compete. He came out and like hung out, but he was gonna compete.
Dude,
Damn.
imagine.
I'm honestly like okay with just watching his mountain bike riding though. Like
It's
it's so clean. It's
so
so
steep.
sick.
Yeah.
It's so
I'm
different to
content
like
with-
a lot of mountain bike riders. So.
Jackson's footage is top tier from him.
Mm.
Yeah, he rides it like a BMX, but it's a mountain bike, and he just has so much steez and
Yeah.
tweaks everything out all nice. What other do you watch a lot of other disciplines of biking, or what like other sports are you into or anything?
Not really. Like I used to play cricket and baseball. I played baseball in Australia. Like it was
What
such
the
a
fuck?
niche thing.
That's crazy.
And it was winter baseball because I wanted to play cricket in the summer. So all the like American head, because our winter season would be when the actual baseball season in the States is. But I didn't really watch that many like games. I watched the odd like BMX video. But it's actually, no, I watched like quite a lot of BMX videos. Like now that I think of it, but
Yeah.
that's about it. Like I don't really watch skate videos or anything like that.
BMX and fixed gear.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's all
That's
that
the
matters.
sports. Yeah.
This dude lives
Damn,
and
here
breathes.
I was thinking. Here I was thinking I had another scooter edit watcher with me. Scooter video.
I mean, I'll
enjoyer.
watch some scooter edits. I mean, obviously, my brother's watching scooter edit all the time, so we watch like them together. If something like banging comes out, he's like, "Watch this," and I'm like, "All right."
How long until you get Felix on a fixed gear?
His birthday soon.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm doing my best. It might not happen, but I'm doing my best.
is he
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Yeah.
is he younger than you?
Yeah, he's 18 months younger.
Word. Yeah, he'll get there eventually.
I mean, it's good to get around on anyway. So, yeah, and then I'll be like, "Oh, and this is Jable," which I've already done. Like whenever he's like, "Oh, fucking what's his face has put out a video like a scooter part." It's like, watch it with me, and I'm like, yeah, sure. It's like, all right, now my turn, and then I put on like a 700C J-ball video. I'm like, you could be doing this.
No, just wait. Just convince him that it's like a tool for transportation, and then be like, "Yo, dude, like, look," and then just do like
Yeah,
pull-up
yeah.
bar, and then be like, "Yo, dude, look, you can do bar rewinds on it while you're waiting, dude."
Well, he
and then he'll
knows,
just
like-
get completely into it.
He's seen my like we pretty much rode like all day, every day, like in lockdown. So he's seen like me failing fish and chips to me now. But yeah, I guess it's just like I'll never understand like how people get so into scooters, and I guess some people are going to be like that for fixed gear. So,
Dude,
we'll try our best. But
I just want to say, Max, your progression has been insane. You went from being relatively unknown, like a little over 2 years ago, and now we put you on number, what was it, 2? Did we put you number 2 or 3 for the SMCGR? How much do you fucking ride, dude? You got so good so fast.
Well, that's the product of having nothing else to do. Like, I sound like a broken record, but it's just lockdown. Like, put the music in, like, I have like a list. Hang on. I have like a list on my phone. I have a list on my phone of tricks to try, and it's like a notes document. And I just like put down.
That's an essay. You wrote an essay.
Yeah,
zoom in, everybody zoom in.
There's some pretty cool stuff that I'm gonna try.
Delete the VOD.
No leaks.
No leaks. But yeah, and then I'll just like remove it when I've done it, or done it a few tries, and then just like constantly thinking about it, like just an obsession. Lots of time to ride. Like I don't have a full-time job, so I'm, making the most of my young era.
Yeah, bro, take advantage.
He's doing the Chase Henley any percent run.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, how did that dude get so good? Like, he has to be riding 24/7.
Yeah, he's like you.
Right now but now he's in his snow season, so he's any chance he's at
MIA.
he's at the mountain right
he's
now.
MIA.
Yeah. He's gonna try and ride with us this weekend, but we'll see.
Doubt it.
Yeah, right.
He just became the best, and then just fucking bails on all of us.
He took the Miguel approach,
Yeah. Doesn't ride, then gets first place in the comp. That sort of vibe.
Yeah, that's fucking Miguel. Have you go ahead, Duke man, me boy.
All right. I have a question for you. You're the only person, and I do specify only person I've ever seen riding a Cyclone and doing tricks on it. I've never seen another person actually use it to do tricks.
Yeah. There's a few people at the moment. Like, there's someone in Japan who has one, and he's like put both brakes on it. You keep like mentioning this Cyclone build, and I feel like I know nothing about it. So
it was like always one of those frames that looked so crazy to me because of the gusset and like Affinity, at least for us, it was always like such a highly regarded brand.
Yep.
Like, I mean, J-Ball and I grew up in that era where it's like the Low Pro was the greatest frame you could.
I wanted it so bad, dude.
So it's like seeing you do tricks on it is just like, I'm like, oh my god, he's actually using it. He didn't put it on the wall. He's using it.
The Cyclone is a really interesting bike because when it came out, it was not popular because it was relatively behind in terms of geometry wise. It looked kind of funky. That gusset with just another tube there is like, who the fuck thought of that? And
hanging things on.
Yeah, it's like a clothes rack. And like I remember John Prawley made aka the Radivist made a post about it, and I was riding a cutter at the time, and I'm like, oh, I want that. I want the low or the Cyclone. Like, it's like a track bike geometry, but tricks. But there were so many more frames out at the time that were just ahead of its time. So the Cyclone went pretty unnoticed. I don't think it sold very well. And now, as we have talked about before, it's like gaining popularity. People are finding Cyclones and building them up. Like, Someone in Korea also just built one up to trick on, and like I feel like I've been seeing pictures of them everywhere pop up.
Korang had one and then he sold it like a few weeks later because obviously he doesn't want the wide tire clearance. He had one. Tone in the UK had one and gave it to a friend of his, and it was all at once. It was like, what is going on? Like, these are not new things.
I think it's all because of you. I think, or Rob, I guess technically.
Yeah, and it was Rob's frame, and he hated it. It was so funny. Like,
he hated
riding
it
with him for night. Well, he sold it to me. Like, it's very long, and I'm long, and he's not, and he's used to like mash frames to be like short top tubes. So I think that's what it was, and also not being able to run Omniums is a big thing because he still runs Omniums on his.
You can't. It has a mid-bottom bracket. What? Or why can't you run Omniums?
No, it just hits. Yeah, it just hits. So I think that was the reason, but it's a pretty funny idea that he like wasn't liking it that much for 9 months when I was riding with him, and then I bought it from him, and I'm like finding it pretty good. So I wish it was a bit bigger, but I guess bigger means less tricks.
You wish it was bigger?
He's the only person asking for bigger frames, guys.
No.
It looks a bit like a BMX though. I'm like a big dude.
Me and Max are the same, bro. I was the same. It took me 10 years, Max. It's okay. It took me...
I know. I'll circle around eventually. I'm just seeing like nasty clips, and he's got his seat all the way down, and it's still big. Like that's what I want to go for.
Well,
not really.
That's the I think a slammed 700C FGFS is fucking sick.
With wide bars.
Yeah.
For no good reason.
Yep. Yeah.
And like a 40 mil stem.
Yeah, I mean BMX stem. That's the classic.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your fucking 1,000 mil stem that you were recently riding. Well, how did that feel? And are you still riding it?
No, that was just like a bit of a like bored moment on the Skream. I had like this old school mountain bike stem, a Zoom stem. I don't know if like that's a thing. And yeah, like it has like like if you put the bike level, like the stem would be like, like that. But I put it the other way, put it upside down, and it was actually level with the top tube, and it was like 150 mils long.
Oh my god.
And I found it fun. I thought it was like so whack. Like you could put your whole hand around the like thing and you wouldn't touch either side. And yeah, it turned out to be like pretty good for nose manuals. But thinking back, that's like kind of obvious. And Jay, what you said, the same thing happens with high bars. But
yeah,
you
can do tall bars and it'll achieve a similar effect and not fuck up the rest of your riding like a long stem would.
Yeah, that's all that a long stem is good for. Like, all that a long stem is good for.
Smashing your knee that you previously injured.
Yeah.
Yeah. How often are you getting injured these days?
It's been a while. That's what. But yeah, I mean, I broke my wrist before I went. Maybe like 2 months before I left. I broke it at a bloody wheelie ride out.
Oh yeah. God.
And like Rob was going, and like a few of our mates were going, and I'm like, oh, let's come. And then I like tried to do a little nose bonk over like a little barrier, and it was wet, and I just like washed out completely, and just put my. So, but since that, it's been pretty good.
It's the small things. The small things always hurt you the most.
It's always when you're not paying attention. Always.
I want to take a quick moment to, first of all, shill for the Patreon. Suck My Cog Patreon. We're on Patreon. We do bonus episodes alongside every episode. Please consider supporting all that we do here at SMC. The second thing I want to point out is Pizza. What the fuck is that hat?
I don't know.
Is that a Twitter checkmark hat?
Oh, he's paying to be verified.
Deacon Pizza paid to be verified, bro.
Cringe.
Brother Lenich just hit me up recently and was like, "Yo, I want to sponsor the podcast." He wants to sponsor the podcast with Sacaframa shirts. No, so we might all get some Sacaframa gear. I'll keep you guys up to date with that. Shout out to Jake Lenich.
Shout out brother Lenich.
Yeah,
we're just gonna get Topo Chico, man. Come on.
Yeah, we're still. That's like the end goal is a Topo Chico sponsor. Baby steps. We start with Sacaframa.
Right.
Then next thing you know, we're sponsored by Red Bull and Boothby.
Dude, imagine.
And Monster. We're sponsored by both. Speaking of sponsors, why don't you have any sponsors, Max? What the fuck is up with you?
You have a bike shop sponsor, at least?
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, I might have something like in the works, but it's.
He's cooking.
Yeah, it's cooking.
Subscribe to the Patreon. We'll get it out of
Yeah, exactly. And coincidentally, it was actually after the SMC rankings, and specifically your bloody comment, J-World, get this man a freestyle sponsor.
Ooh.
Because there's always been the vector bikes thing with Derek, but obviously, like, I'm not gonna do tricks on a 28 mil clearance track frame. But yeah, it's been a great bike to like ride around and do some like light fish and chips and stuff. But yeah, like no sponsor for the moment,
bro.
No sponsor ever. Skream wasn't a sponsor, so. Yeah.
Have you ever hit people up to like try to get sponsored?
Yes. When we were looking for freestyle forks for the Ranger, I hit up Stillpaw, and that was a big thing. And yeah, dropped them like not shortly after, but like yeah, dropped them as soon as things were like, you know what, like I started, you know, learning more about that company, and that individual running that.
Good boy.
Yeah.
Good boy. Good boy.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, hit people up, but at the same time, yeah, I considered with the master thing, but you know, happy on the Cyclone. Just I'm in no rush. Like I'm quite happy just doing my thing in riding. So,
It's
yeah. But cooking.
That's what
but
J-Ball
cooking.
told us all too. This is verbatim.
unfortunately, velocity isn't in Australia anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Damn fuckers. They knew
Yeah.
you were coming. They're like, damn, we're gonna have to give him all our rims, and then they moved to the U.S.
The worst
Yeah.
part is the Australian ones were better.
Yeah, they were.
They just
Well, that's the
confirmed.
thing. Handmade in Australia. Like everyone, you should see the Australian marketplace right now. It's like, you know, Velocity rims handmade when they were handmade in Australia. Like not some of this new shit. But yeah.
Also, you guys made better colors. Shout out to
True.
you guys for making
It's
better
true.
colors.
Dude, if I ever find a Joe McKeague prototype unknown 24/7, I'm gonna ship it to Max. Max, you would fucking destroy that frame like in such a good way. I think it'd be the perfect frame for you.
I still can't believe you let the prototype go.
Oh my
through
god, I
fingers.
know. I'm so
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Don't
He
fucking
dropped the ball
Wait, what
so
happened?
hard.
don't
He
talk.
literally dropped the
Don't
ball
talk to me
so
about it. I don't
hard.
want to talk about it.
Okay, Max,
posted it,
so,
he-
so he vets the page, right? So he controls whether or not, and
I manipulate the
controls
fixie
whether or not
market.
they get posted. You know, he gets first dibs on
Wait,
everything,
we're
right?
talking
Yeah,
about the swap mate, right?
Yeah. If you watched
okay.
the last episode, you know, they would
So,
know he vets things.
I've warned him about this frame that potentially will go up for sale. This complete bike that you know, he was a friend of mine. He asked for recommendations on parts, similar to what you know I do for anybody who asks me recommendations. But it popped up for sale, and J-Ball lets it go through without purchasing
I
it.
pushed it through. I didn't buy it. I fucked up.
I
just-
did you warn him about it?
I did.
There,
I even
it
commented
didn't.
on the post.
It didn't even need a warning. He sent it to me. He's like, "Hey, I got this bike for sale," and I'm like, "Okay, good hang a ding, post
You
it."
know, just a
Damn.
rusty bike. You know, you see a rusty bike, you don't
No,
think much of it.
I knew what it was. I just
but
like didn't
that-
have space.
That it don't matter if you have space or not.
Max,
You had
you don't
space for that
understand.
bike.
Max,
So
this was Joe's purple bike that somebody had repainted a different color, and I warned J-Ball that it was Joe's purple bike, but he didn't do it, man.
All right, so who bought it? Are we hitting them up?
We don't
Yeah, I
know.
was gonna say.
It's gone.
We don't know. It's lost in the fixie ether.
It went
Yeah,
back
you'll
into
see it
somebody
again in
else's
another like
backyard.
10 years.
It's
Yeah.
in somebody else's backyard rotting away.
That's
Probably.
so sad because you never know where that thing's at, what it's doing. Like if it's just sitting, like Deacon said, it's just sitting in someone's garage. They like bought it, rode it 3-4 times, and now it's just sitting there.
You know where it is? It's in the same place where the prototype Resist 26 wheels are.
Yeah, in the garbage.
It's just in the ether somewhere.
Yeah.
Duke, man, you're getting like, you're just not having a good time with these parts recommendations. Like, seems like you should be running them some things.
Oh no, I would be way too mean to people.
Bro.
That's the real reason why somebody would try to post their PFix for more than $100, and I would make fun of them.
Here's the thing, Deacon. You don't even see like half the messages that I get on that page. Like you would rip people apart. I swear to you.
It would make your life better, and it would make mine better too. I
No,
would just be having a great day.
I'm
That's all I'd
fine.
want.
I'm
Making fun
fine.
of people is funny.
That's mean. I don't like making fun of people, but I do sometimes give like passive aggressive comments to people where
I've seen it.
someone will send me like a track bike, and I'll be like, sorry, that's a track bike, and then they'll be like, oh, but people do tricks on it, and I'll just be like, bro, look at the rest of the fucking page. It doesn't fit. You know what I mean? I get people that will message me like, hey, are there any X part for sale? And I'll be like, look at the page. I don't know. Look at what I post. I'm not holding anything back.
You have like a spreadsheet with everything you hold.
Yeah, it's like it's not scientific. Just take a look and see if it's still there. But an update for the cutter story, the $100 cutter that we talked about last episode. It slipped through my hands. I'm so sad.
Slow too early, guys. I called it.
The guy
Can't have the pizza cutter.
The guy just bailed. The guy said he wanted to keep it instead, and I'm like, fuck.
The podcast.
I don't think so.
Probably did.
I don't
listen to the podcast.
I don't think so. But he said
This motherfucker's trying to steal this from me.
he said that he would sell it to me for $100 if he ever wants to sell it again. So I don't know.
Oh, so he's keeping the. Okay, so he's not going to come back in like 2 months and pretend he hasn't seen the podcast.
No, I don't.
$500.
I don't think so.
It'll happen.
We'll see,
It'll
though.
be up for $500. Don't worry.
Max, I wanted to ask you about your trip all around the EU. What was it like seeing all the different scenes, and was it the most fixed freestyle and fixed gear trick bikes you've ever seen in your life?
Well, given that the most fixie freestyle bikes I'd seen in one place was one, and it was mine. It was a pre-fixed. Then yes. Yeah, no, it was amazing. The London scene is insane. It seems like every second bike there is a steel frame with like a steel FGFS fork in it. It's amazing to see. People kill it there. Like people you've never like seen pages are doing like the craziest fish and chips combos. Yeah, obviously the Netherlands. Like you guys have to like go there. You just have to.
I want to so bad.
Yeah.
Shout out Richie. Shout out the boys.
Richie, man. Like
Only, man.
just all of their hospitality like is just next level. Like I hit Richie up and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be in the Netherlands and I'm probably gonna like try and ride as much as I can. Like, but I was originally thinking I'd just like hire a BMX from like a skate park or something, like an indoor skate park. And then he was like, yeah, dude, like let me see what I can do. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then kind of like forgot about it. And then a week later, he's like giving me updates of like the bike that he's building for me. Like he hasn't just like brought out a bike that was like in his shed. He's like building a bike like specifically.
That's that mechanic mindset.
Dude, yeah. And so, yeah. And next thing I know, I'm in the Netherlands riding this 27.5. Like, I actually don't know what frame it is. I'm sure he'll like let us know in the comments. But yeah. And, you know, seeing Yuri ride just makes his bike look like it weighs like nothing. Man, it's just insane. And strapless as well.
Insane. Yuri's sick.
Yeah. And yeah, all those dudes, Chris, Marinus, like, yeah, they're just the loveliest guys and they're always down to ride. So, yeah.
Did you go to, time. You said you went to Paris also.
Yes.
What was, I guess, which one was your favorite?
Which country?
Yep.
Which scene?
Both.
I didn't get to ride in Paris. I was going to ride with Maddie Dathos, but yeah, it didn't really work out, and we realized that we were both going to be in Berlin like a week later anyway. So yeah, didn't get to ride in Paris, which I was kind of bummed about. But obviously went back to Bordeaux. So I went back to France, and the Bordeaux scene's really cool with Antoine and Ismail and like a crazy BMX scene as well, because they have this BMX shop called Manual. And it pretty much just like facilitates this massive BMX scene. Like we would go out, I was staying at Ismail's place, we would go out at like midday and then just ride for like 9 hours. And there would just always be BMX riders at like every spot we went to. So that's cool. Insane. Yeah. Favorite scene? Oh God. Yeah, it's London, Netherlands. Yeah, Amsterdam and London. So.
And then what was your favorite bike you rode?
The Leader Shadow in Bordeaux. Yeah. I continuously ate shit riding Richie's bike for some reason. I think it was like the metal pedals had like super long pins. And I just kept stacking
metal pedal
it.
enjoyer.
Yeah. He is, yeah. I don't know how he does it. So that was like not fun, but it was like entirely my fault.
Plastic pedal gang.
Was like a dream.
See, exactly. I feel like Richie's 26 bike would be something that you would like.
Same.
Because it's a tall 26 bike.
It just seems so small though. It's an insane bike. Like it is so tight. Like the seat tube is like a bee stick away from like the back of the tire. Like it is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a great build that he has there, and especially custom made, and it's just Dude, it's so light. It's insanely light. I don't understand how light his fucking bike is. Just
Yeah. It's a really nice build. He just needs different grips. I fucking hate those foam grips.
The ESI ones, yeah. Like they're comfy and they look good, but like after like 6 hours, your hands are like black. Like,
Yeah.
for real.
And he rides with grit. He rides with
Gloves.
so it makes sense, I guess. Like
So he knows. So he knows
He's
it.
a glovey boy. When are you coming out to Suck My Comp?
Whenever you host one.
Oh,
We've
don't say
hosted-
that.
Don't say that.
I was trying
Don't
to
say
convince
that.
this dude for so long, and he just.
Don't say that.
Honestly though, like if it works with like next year, if it works like with uni and stuff, like if it's not in the middle of uni.
What about this year?
Not this year, man. Going to Vietnam in the break and then doing a road trip. So at
Damn.
the end.
He's worldwide.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Worldwide, gotta see it all.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
You're only 19. You've seen so many countries already. That's so sick.
Dude.
Well,
Cooking,
hadn't done any overseas traveling at all since this one. So, hadn't been to like Europe and had been overseas twice before 2022. So, like it's pretty recent. It's just like the fever. It's like, where are you gonna go next?
Dude,
Yeah, gonna make it out to the States 100% for a comp someday, or even just a ride.
Don't worry, you'll have at least one other bicycle maintenance person to help you out.
Yeah, right.
Perfection. You guys dropping the Duke and... Yeah, sorry, go.
No, I was gonna say we'd love to like host you, man. We'd love to have you down with multiple places.
Oh yeah, you could always enjoy the couch with my big Kirby's.
Yeah, you got 3 places to stay, brother.
Awesome. All right, very much appreciate it.
What was I gonna say? I had something.
You were
Duke
asking about
sticker.
something. You were
The
asking
Duke Men
about something.
stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you guys dropping those? They're hilarious.
Patreon exclusive. Patreon members get stickers shipped to them.
Ooh.
I haven't made a big run of stickers in a long time. I don't know. I just haven't cared enough, and there's no profit from them. So I'm like, I don't.
Yeah,
We'll see. I just give them out to the homies. You know.
yeah.
Don't
That
worry,
was-
Max. I have some rare Pokemon cards, but you're gonna have to come here to get them. That's.
Do you have?
I have one each of the rarest of the rare Pokemon cards. Don't worry.
Jeez.
I just remembered what I was gonna say. Vietnam used to have a huge fixed gear scene. Were you around at all when that was popping off?
Yeah. What was his name?
Hoing
There's
Tom.
one dude. Yeah, who was sponsored by Master, right?
Yep.
What happened? Is he doing calisthenics or something?
He
Like,
became a CrossFit calisthenic street workout boy and quit.
Sick. That's
Which-
so sick.
Which seems to be a crazy like consistent pipeline for like for
yeah.
Asian fixed gear
Yeah.
freestyle riders.
Yeah.
Like
Not the only one
like
for sure.
Kai Isawat out of Thailand did the same thing. Hoang Tom did the same thing. We got there's multiple like there's a Korean rider, I can't remember his name, Jihyun or something like that.
Oh yeah. I remember him.
So we're next.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, what, run today with the pug?
You guys,
Fit.
See how many pull-ups you can do, but you're doing them like like the CrossFit way.
are you do you have like any interests outside of fixed gear bikes, or is fixed gear bikes your just life, bro?
I'm a literature student, so I read books.
Wow, you're a fucking nerd. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm a nerd.
Ooh,
Like I get home after studying philosophy and
love
literature
it.
all day, and then go send myself off some stairs with my bike.
Dude, it's the perfect balance. That's so sick.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He's
So
an intellectual.
yeah, and then said before, like played cricket and baseball. Always like pretty sporty. Used to like got into cycling as a rehab for my knee, ironically, even though I originally broke it falling off my bike. Like it was going like 5 kilometers an hour, just like fell and twisted it awkwardly. And yeah, so I started like road cycling, like doing like long distance rides, and then slowly switched over to fixed gear. So.
I do notice a strong correlation here, J-Ball.
What?
700C enjoyers, baseball players. I'm putting it together.
Some
I'm putting it
baseballs and
together.
skaters.
Yeah, I played.
It's the Chad mentality, dude. You guys are just built different.
I played a game of baseball for the first time in 10 years a few months ago. It was my school's alumni baseball game, and I'm better at baseball now than I was 10 years ago.
That's so funny.
Because you're yoked now. You're fucking.
I'm just more athletic than I was in high school. I was so scrawny.
Yeah.
You strike me as a baseball person, Pizza.
Me?
It's just something.
No,
Yeah,
man,
it's just something
I
about you.
fucking hate. I hate baseball.
Really?
Blue check mark hat.
What's
dude.
your sport then?
I used to play football. I mean, I played.
Okay.
I played, but I've played it all.
Fucking lineman.
Besides- I played it all. The only thing I didn't play was fucking cricket. You know?
It's the only thing you didn't play.
That's not an American
Oh,
thing.
that's it. That's the only thing.
I have a cricket bat. I have a cricket bat under my bed.
Oh shit!
Wait, cricket stuff
Careful.
exists there?
No, I got it in England.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
No, I had never played it. I mean, I played it all. It's just it was funny you say I'm into baseball. Like in high school, I was like at war with the baseball players at my school. We'd always play pranks on them. My senior prank was pretty disgusting, but it was because of the baseball players, and I fucking hated them. So it's pretty funny. I'll tell you if you want to know.
What was it?
I'll
No, wait.
have to share it to find out.
Tell us in the after hours.
Now I'm getting it.
Max knows how this works.
Yeah, he does.
Oh.
Look, we're getting towards that time. Boys, as in Deacon and Pizza, hit him with it.
All
He already
right.
knows.
Oh, I know it's coming.
What is the best sandwich in the world? You've traveled the world. What is the best
Yeah,
sandwich in
you've
the world?
been all over.
It's got to be a doner kebab.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes.
That's
doner
new.
kebab, man.
That's
That's
a
a
good
left
answer.
fielder.
If that counts,
That's see.
if
That's a
if
left
that
fielder. I
counts,
like it.
You know what? I'll give that one to you because that's a great sandwich.
You consider that to be a sandwich, don't you?
That's a sandwich. My definition. I will restate my definition. It's bread or bread substitute with a topping.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Okay.
So, butter and
is,
bread is a sandwich.
Is a croissant a sandwich, Max?
Yeah.
It's a croissant a sandwich.
I mean, if I'm considering like a doner kebab a sandwich, then I'm considering a croissant to be a sandwich.
Can you explain what that is? A what kebab? I don't know what you're saying.
J-ball. We call it shawarma here.
Oh.
Eat a sandwich.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that's
okay.
right. Yeah.
That's fucking delicious. That's a great choice.
How good? How good?
It's good.
Like we ate that pretty much every day in Bordeaux, and
That's
I
sick.
ate pretty much all doner kebabs in Berlin. Like, you know,
Oh, that's so sick.
for €10, you know.
Dude,
Gotta
the
do it.
spicy chili sauce too. Oh.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And
I'm all about that.
okay, and then my question is if you could only watch 3 riders' videos for the rest of your fixie life, who would they be?
Like them writing, not their like productions.
Correct.
Okay. Joe McKeague.
Man of culture.
That's a good one.
I feel like a
That's a
simp
good
saying it's but you, J-Ball.
Let's fucking go.
And yeah, Elliot Milner.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's a big 3 right there. I can't believe I made that
It's a
list.
big three.
Dang.
Although
One other thing I noticed, every single one of those people went to 26.
I knew you were gonna
Oh.
say that.
yeah, do you see 26 riding?
Started on 26.
Like, do you see 26 riding and think like that's something you want to do eventually? Like, because you like watching the 26 riding, you don't hate watching it.
Here's another thing. The thing that got me into fixed gear originally was the idea of having one bike for everything. And I feel like Slumworm delivered that message without saying it. You know, running like the massively tall seat post and not doing really FGFS style tricks on his track bike, but doing some sick tricks on his track bike. So I feel like the more FGFS I get, the further I'm moving away from that. But I can see it happening, but that's a big but.
That's
I mean,
Stick around.
I gotta say, that Specialized was a 26, and I could see you doing a lot of things and making that an all-around bike.
I hated that frame.
Bro, P-Fix trash.
P-Fix frame.
P-Fix hate Enjoyer.
P-Fix.
I'm not saying it was a good bike. I'm just saying.
Okay.
You said it's an all-around. You want one bike for everything.
Guys.
That bike was a 26.
Guys,
it
he's
did
like me for real. He's like me for real. A fellow P-Fix hater. He's like me for real.
I don't like the P-Fix. I've never liked the P-Fix, and the fork that came with it fucking sucked.
Yeah,
Table like me for real.
We like each other.
Even like everything around that bike was just the fork, the frame, the pedals were fucking horrible. The straps.
Hey, hold on. We're going too far. We're going too far with the slander. It was one of the best completes.
I get it. Yeah, and the only real good thing that come out of that bike was that fucking hub.
The wheels.
Quiet, please. You don't understand this. Quiet, please. It was the only complete that came spline drive.
Yeah,
That's
really.
True. It's very true.
Marinus in Amsterdam has a pretty much period correct P-Fix. He has the hubs. He has like everything.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of people kept him. A lot of people kept him complete, which is what I noticed. Which is
but he's like been breaking the parts, and he's like like looking out and getting more ones.
Replacing it.
Yeah, with the help of Richie.
Replaces it with the.
Literally, that's what I'm saying,
dude. Oh my god, I was driving home from work. Like it had to be maybe 5 months ago. I see a woman riding a bike past me, and it's just a P-Fix, a whole ass P-Fix.
No,
like complete. I think she had it freewheel, but like it had the original everything. I'm like, do you know what you have?
Stop her on the side of the road.
Fucking put it in the trunk.
I'm sorry. They will forever and always be worth $150 to me.
They're not worth $150. You're smoking penis and balls for that take.
No, I'm not.
I'll give you $400. $400.
Yeah, no.
You can get a retro spec fixed gear for $200. A P-Fix is not $150.
Pizza Man knows.
He's not agreeing with you.
Pizza Man knows on the streets they were worth one iPod Touch. Okay, everybody knows this. This was just fact. It was worth an iPad Touch.
No way. I gotta disagree.
He's not on your side.
Wait. Listen. I'm not saying he's wrong. I mean he's right. But I did see we'll trade for P-Fix on top with cash.
Oh my god.
Like people. He's not wrong. People would be like, "I'll give you an iPad or iPod Touch with some cash on top," and it would go through with it. I mean,
that's insane.
He's not wrong, and he's not wrong, and that's because on the tail end,
everything with P-Fixes.
Yeah,
they were literally a currency, Max. Like you don't.
Just carry them around when you go to the shops.
Yeah,
that's why I got mine home.
People would buy groceries with a P-Fix.
Yeah. Turn it into the beer runner.
Yeah, okay. Look, you're objectively, Deacon, correct. They were at one point worth nothing. But now you couldn't 150 is really cheap now.
Oh yeah, but I'm being honest with you, I don't think it's really a good bike to recommend to people, and I'm sure Max might agree with this because it's like if it's your first fixed gear bike, to buy something like the P-Fix and then try and ride it and try and figure it out, it's like a really big bike for it's like small wheels, but it's like a really big bike.
Yeah, I had the large and it's a big bike.
And
if you didn't get it small,
if you bought the wrong size of it, you hated it. Especially if you got the 2012 one, you hated it even more because it was even bigger.
Yeah, they ruined that one after that.
So it's sure, the components on it are good, but it's like if you don't take the components off and put them on a different bike, then it's kind of really hard to learn how to ride on.
There's a bunch of factors though. I feel like I'm just not qualified to have an opinion on this. I didn't have spline drive cranks for a lot of that bike's lifetime, and eventually spent $400 on some profile spline drives that I have now, that I'll have for the rest of my life. But yeah, and then the fork kept breaking though. So, and Marinus is now bent. It's bent. The chainstays are out of whack, and he's still riding it.
Holy shit!
Deal with that information.
Yeah, P-Fix.
Intellectual takes by Duke Man.
Yeah. Yeah. Matt Slum made a PFix look good, but like it's
Pablo
past
rides
its
a
time.
PFix.
Who?
Pablo.
Oh, that's right.
Chile.
He writes
Yeah.
crazy tall bars on it.
Yeah.
You know who else made a PFX look pretty good was Thompson, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah, I guess he did. I always forget that he wrote a PFix. But he hated that frame too.
I mean, but he made it look okay.
He did. Okay, we are wrapping up here. Max, I want to give you the floor for shout outs or maybe any takes or questions that you may have for us.
Where did the croissant thing start? When did you realize that you'd like have such a disagreement on this?
I just brought it up.
Hey, Deacon.
You just brought it up.
I just brought it up because I enjoy having like really, you know, like I quantify it as like the faded conversation, you know, where it's like
Yeah. Like what
You
color
just-
is Monday?
yeah, like shit like that, and it was just like really
Yeah.
funny that he disagreed with me so heavily.
Yeah. Well, I think it's great. But yeah, shout out anyone who rides a fixie. That's it.
Nice. That's a solid shout out. If you're listening to this and you own a bike company, sponsor Max. He deserves it. He puts in so much work. He's number 2 in the world. And we are thankful for him to be on this podcast. Thanks for joining us, Max.
Thank you
Max,
so
do
much
you have
for having
anything
me.
coming out soon?
Yes. Oh, yes. I do have an edit in the works.
Oh, let's fucking go.
Yeah, it is. It's coming slowly but steadily. So.
Nice. How far out do you think we are from that dropping?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I feel like any answer I give is going to be like not long enough. Like Snow, prime example. Like Cortec, prime example. Everything just takes
Let 'em
longer
cook.
than you think. Let him cook.
Yeah, let's see who puts
but
out a first, me or you.
Whoa, Pizza Man versus Max.
It's a race.
Ooh.
It's a race. The pizza versus Max edit. I just want to let you
Nowhere
know
near as good as yours.
we're about 4 months from pizza edit. I think.
I'd
so?
say the same. Yeah, I'd say roughly the same.
Let's go. Same month. We'll coordinate same day drop.
Same day drop, imagine. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Just do it on the same YouTube, same premiere.
Yeah, we'll post it up.
No, it'll be a versus edit.
Like Day One song versus Rodney
Losing
Mullen.
that, I'm losing that.
Yeah. Like Smash Bros style.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, J-Bo would love to edit it, dude.
I would. Catch us in the After Hours Off Track episode in our Patreon. Link in the description. Max, thank you for joining us for the regular episode. And see you all soon. Peace.
See you later.